Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our VectorVest YouTube channel, Trending Thursday. If that was creepy because my eyes were wide open, it's because of Joey. Joey says that I don't address the camera enough. So, hello, everyone. Welcome. If you can hear me, by all means, please respond in the affirmative, preferably with VV Nation. And by the way, talking about Joey, Joey is sitting side saddle with me. He is my producer. Say hi, Joey.
Hi, Joey.
There you go. He's the guy that makes sure that everything looks good on the screen before and after and during the presentation. So glad to be all here. How much of a delay do I have? That's why it's taking that long. Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to know whereabouts everybody was. I was like, man, nobody's saying anything? Do you guys got the itis? I don't know. I got my coffee, my Cafe Bustelo. I asked Joey. Joey's a North Carolina fan. I asked Joey to find out when Duke is playing, and he just laughed at me because evidently Duke is not playing in basketball this year. Sad. All right. For those of you who are brand new, welcome. Welcome to our channel. If you're brand new and you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please, folks, do so. We've got a thing going on right now to help to save gorillas in Africa, being by how many people subscribe to our channel after we hit certain tiers or certain levels of subscription to the channel. We will donate to help to save endangered species of gorillas. And actually, depending on how many subscribers we get, we will adopt a gorilla. So, and I think I want to name it Magilla. If I have any choice, I want to call it Magilla Gorilla. All right, so if you haven't already, folks, please subscribe to the channel. If you like the content, share it. Share this video, this live feed, if you want to, on your social media circles. Let people know what we're doing over here in VectorVest. And, of course, by all means, hit the like button. Let's see how many people, let's see if we can, I want a good number of likes today. Give me a number of likes. 250. I'd like to see if we can get up to 250 likes today. All right, so there we go. That thing that we're doing with the gorillas, you guys help us to know how many gorillas we can adopt and how much money we can donate. A lot of people are doing good money, are doing good things with the money that they're making in the market. We want to be able to take advantage of that as well. So we want to be at the forefront to be able to do this. By all means, please, folks, subscribe to the channel. All right, I'm done with all of that. Comment, like, subscribe. We push, no thumping. Okay, well, with all of that being said, let's get hot and heavy. Let's get hot and heavy into what we're going to do. And we always start off with market timing. All right, for those of you who are brand new, what is Trending Thursday? Trending Thursday is all about stocks making the news. And we utilize the VectorVest software to help us to analyze those stocks that are making the news. Sometimes the news looks great. Sometimes the stocks don't. This helps you to make a better decision on the stocks that are making the news and make see if it's a stock that you rather have or not have. It's all about you making a decision, not about me pushing any agenda in this room. So if it's all about analysis that you're looking for, you're in the right place. We always start off with market timing. Why? Because the market's direction affects about 80% of the stocks in the market. A lot of you who may be new to the channel may feel that you can't time the market. Well, you can. We've been in business over 30 years, and part of what we do, a big part of what we do, is time the market and keep our subscribers on the right side of the market. Actually, folks, we have 7 different market timing calls to help every type of investor make money in the market. It's all about matching your investment style with the proper market timing call to help you to be more successful than not. That's what we do. E is not for education. Did you really put that? My name is Glenn E. Tompkins Jr. My middle name is Edward. Not education, it's Edward. It's a very regal name, like King Edward. Joey's name, what's your middle name, Joey?
Yes, sir.
Joey's middle name is Hector, and it's a good name for him as well. I just made that up. I don't really know that. He won't tell me what his middle name is. I think it's Hector. All right. So with that, thank you all for being here. Let's start off with some market timing. In the homepage of the VectorVest software, you get a plethora. Write that down, Joey. I don't know if you could spell it.
I can.
Write it down. A plethora of information to help you on the market timing front. All right. And if you look, you can see what all of our major indices are doing today. We have a mixture in the market. The Dow is slightly up about 160 points, where all of the other major indices are down. And the biggest leader to the downside happens to be the NASDAQ, down about 1.5%. Our VectorVest composite, which looks at the movement of 8,602 stocks, is trading 38 cents lower today, down about 0.6%. There you go. Mike spelled plethora, in case you needed to know it. Mike helped you out. Thank you. Joey says, thanks, Mike. All right, so keeping all of that in mind, a mixture in the market today. What does that mean? That means if you're holding stocks today, let your stops manage the trades. If you're thinking about putting on new trades today, be careful. All right, let's move over to our color guard, which is a visual representation by the way of a traffic light, right? What's the majority of the color you still see right here? Let me see, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's definitely mixed. We've got 9 yellow lights and 9 green lights. And when that happens, that just means just to slow down, let your stops manage your trades. Be careful about new positions that you would put on today, whether bullish or bearish. We look and we see our primary wave is up, which looks at the week-over-week movement of the VectorVest composite. It's the fastest indicator that we have from a market timing perspective. If you are a VectorVest subscriber, this weekend I am doing the special report, and right now, as it stands, the special report is going to be about the VectorVest market timing. For those of you who are not subscribers, this is an easy segue. If you want to be a subscriber to the software, we're offering you a trial for 30 days for 99 cents. And that way you can be in tune with what we're going to talk about tomorrow in the special presentation, specifically about market timing. Bitcoin comes up. Bitcoin prices were different from 8 a.m. to 11:59 on Coin Market versus CoinGecko. Matt, I'm going to talk a little bit about cryptocurrencies, and I'm going to show you an easy way to play that space with a lot less risk. All right, if you're interested in that, make sure you take a look at that. I'm going to show you 4 ETFs specifically designed to play the Bitcoin or the cryptocurrency space. All right, wow, Trollmaster Fictitious Fables of Europe. That is a heck of a name. The channel always unsubs me if it's not you guys. How does that happen? All right, Joey says it's not us. I'm not sure how that happens. We do thank you for being a subscriber. I don't know why it would unsubscribe you, so I apologize for that. All right, so looking at today, a split on the amount of green tiles and yellow tiles, a mixed market today. Today is one of those days to just sit still and let your stops manage the trades. So let's take that a step further. What's making the market react the way that it is right now? And I always cover a market overview to see what things are moving the market in the direction that it's going right now. So let's get into my first story on the market overall. What is that? I don't want that. Thank you, Joey. I don't know what that was. Anyway, the first story says the Fed talked for a couple of days this week. The Fed holds steady on interest rates, bond purchases. Interest rates is huge because as the market is going the way that it is, lower interest rates helps to bolster an economy. All right. But there's another side of that. This market has been hot. It's been rocking and rolling. All of the major indices have been hitting all-time highs. The market is white hot. What normally happens when the market is that hot? Inflation becomes an issue because prices rise. All right, if the market's going up and businesses are making money, they're going to raise prices. Why? Because people have money to spend. It's going to happen. So what does the Fed have in its tool belt to keep inflation under control? They have interest rates that they can raise. And they keep saying that they're going to look at that. Most officials expect to hold rates near zero through 2023. I find that hard, and now this becomes an opinion on my part. I find that hard to keep the rates where they are until 2023 if the market continues to rise. If prices continue to go higher, at some point the Fed has to step in and raise interest rates. Now you look at Powell's face. His face is like, I'm not doing that right there. No, he didn't. That's what the Fed's face looks like. But at some point in time, the market will dictate whether or not he can keep rates where they are. All right, so that's big in regards to what's going on in the economy. What else is big? U.S. jobless claims hover near pandemic lows. What is the Fed's job? For those of you who, I'm talking about the Fed, what is the Fed's job? Well, the Fed's job is to make sure interest rates are in line, inflation is in line, and that people are working. They need to do everything that they can to help people work because all of this helps to stimulate the economy. Jobless claims hover near pandemic lows. Workers' filings for benefits have eased since the start of the year. February's winter storm could have affected recent claims. The most recent story that came out this morning, all right, what was this? This is March 18 at 10:58, said that the jobless claims rose a little bit. Workers' filings for jobless benefits are hovering near pandemic's lowest levels, adding to the evidence of recent economic improvement. It's interesting, no matter where you go, the story aligns with a certain group of people. This is the Wall Street Journal. I think most people feel comfortable getting the news from the Wall Street Journal. But here it is. Jobless claims rose last week to 770,000, still elevated above the pre-pandemic level of 695. But have declined since January. The 4-week moving average, which smooths out the weekly volatility, fell last week to about 746,000, near November's pandemic low. All right, so jobs are in play. People are working. I think that as we get more vaccines into people's arms, people will feel a little bit more comfortable moving out and getting us closer to a more, what's the word I want to look for? Normal. I don't know if I can use the word normal. I think the paradigm, did I say paradigm? The paradigm of normal has changed. The paradigm of normal has changed. And we'll see how that works out. And lastly, the Treasury Department says it has issued $90 million in stimulus payments. First batch of payments worth $242 billion, more than half the projected total. Did you get your stimmy? Mm-hmm. Joey got his stimmy. My daughter says she didn't get her stimmy or her income tax yet, so she's still sad. Did you get your income tax too? Dang, Joey got the hookup. But anyway, there's a lot of money going into a lot of people's hands. Couple of things I want you to look at from that perspective. A lot of people are still in some financial dire straits, and that this money is helping them to get them out of the doldrums, which is a beautiful thing. And then there's people, this is just added money being put into their pockets, and they're going to hopefully put it back into the economy. And, so there's a couple of ways of looking at what's going on. There's a lot of money going out. Hopefully that money can turn around and bolster the economy along the way. All right, so that's what's going on behind the scenes in the market. Now let's see it play out in the software. I'm going to open back up to the software. I'm going to go to our watch list of stocks that we have set up for this week. All right, we're looking at 14 stocks, 2 of them which look at the market. So technically, we're going to be looking at 12 stocks this week. When we look at a watch list of stocks in VectorVest, and this is for the benefit of the new people that are in the room, this watch list is just not willy-nilly put together. These stocks are sorted by our master indicator, VST. So the stocks that have the best combination of value, safety, and timing will be at the top of the list, and the ones that have the worst combination will be at the bottom of the list. VectorVest goes to work for you as soon as you build a watch list of stocks in the software. So what am I going to look at? For those of you who are not subscribers to the software from a market timing perspective, we're going to look at the spiders. And for those of you who are subscribers to the software, we're going to look at the VVC. What's the difference between the two? The S&P looks at, the spiders looks at the S&P 500, which is 500 stocks, albeit some of the best stocks in the market. And a lot of people will use it from a market timing perspective. The VectorVest composite looks at the movement of over 8,600 stocks. So it's a lot more stocks that are being accounted for in the indicator, and that's why we like it from a market timing perspective. It really does give you a better broad view of what's going on in the market. Now that they're highlighted, I'm going to right click and I'm going to bring up a stock graph, and I'm going to put this on a 3-month graph. On this graph though, I'm looking at from a trade perspective, and actually I'm going to change the graph layout. I'm going to go to more of a swing trade, more of a longer term. Now I'm looking at a 20-day exponential moving average. I'm looking at volume. I'm looking at earnings per share. I'm going to take off some of these other things right now. Earnings per share, growth, sales, and sales growth. This is the market on the S&P 500. General rule of thumb, above the 20-day exponential moving average, the market is bullish. Below the 20-day exponential moving average, the market is bearish. We hit an all-time high on the S&P yesterday, and we're pulling back today, but still clearly above the 20-day exponential moving average. If you're in the market long, it's okay. From the S&P 500 or the spiders, until the price falls below the 20-day exponential moving average, you should be fine. Allow your stops to manage your trades during this time. Now let's go look at the VVC. Remember, this looks at the movement of about 8,600 stocks. Clearly above this 20-day exponential moving average, retracing from a level of resistance. Volume is peeling off just a little bit. But again, from the standpoint of this indicator, if you're still in the market, sit still, don't panic. And normally when you get a day like today or a day like Tuesday, what do you tend to do? As investors, you tend to panic. Let the market come to you. If you're looking at an end-of-day perspective, trade on an end-of-day perspective. If you're trying to trade on or invest on an end-of-day perspective and looking at intraday data, you're going to get screwed up each and every time. Let the market come to you. Understand what your overall goals are and how you're trading, and use that information to help you and not to hinder you. All right. With all of that, anybody have any questions? Anybody have any questions on what's going on in the market? Mike says, Glennisms like yogiisms should be proud to be mentioned in the same sentence. Do me a favor, Joey, snatch that off the wall for me. I've got a book of Glennisms that a customer put together for me. I just want you to see. Why'd you take the money part too? That's all right. I want y'all to see. I've got a book. There it is. A book of Glennisms, words to make money with. I've got that. Thank you, Joey. Customer was so nice to put that together. So I love my Glennisms. You're not going to find them anyplace else but here on VectorVest. Why do they keep changing the 10-year interest rate? What do you mean, Matt, when they say changing the interest rate? You're looking at right now the bond rate is rising, and that could be affecting the market adversely as well. I'm going to show you something real quick. TMX, which looks at the 10-year bonds, CBOE 10-year interest rate. It's rising. That could have definitely an effect on what's going on in the market as well. You know, the stock market or the investing or the market as a whole is a fight between the interest rate and what's going on in the market, the bond rate, the interest rate, and wherever the money is being made most of. All right, and it's rising. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it that it is rising. And that could have an effect on the market. For those of you who are conservative and want to trade the primary wave, I find using the S&P 100 stocks ranked by VST is a good list. Then sell the covered calls with those picks is very conservative. That may not be a bad way to go, John, but I am of the mindset I'm going to match the type of stocks with the type of timing signal you're going to use. That's a little, for the lack of a better word, unorthodox, but it could play out. It definitely could play out, John, but I am really of the mindset that if you are conservative, go after the conservative stocks. If you are aggressive, then go after the aggressive stocks. How do you determine how much space to give a stock to move with a trailing stop? Good question, Alex. If I am going to be a little bit more, if I'm trying to hold a stock a little longer, I'm going to give it a wider stop, a wider trail. I'm going to give it a wider trail because if I'm trying to hold it long term, let this stock come to me. It's going to move, and I'm going to allow that. And I also want to look at the volatility of the stock. Look at a graph. If the stock does this, over a year, I'm going to put a wider stop. But if a stock is steadily moving higher, I'm going to put a tighter stop because chances are, just like Johnny Mathis, chances are that it's not going to pull back tremendously. So Alex, use the right trail on the type of stock that you're looking at. The more aggressive stocks need a bigger trail, number one. And number two, if the stock is not nearly as aggressive and it's a nice smooth graph, I would use a tighter I would use probably a tighter stop. VectorVest internals aren't rebounding very impressively. When you say the internals, listen, the software is doing what it's designed to do. And the software is not going to acquiesce. Write that down. The software is not going to acquiesce to what we think. It's not going to acquiesce to anything outside of what it's designed to provide for you. So that's the best way that I can answer that question. One more question. Should I keep my long positions on oil that are recommended by Farad? I've done a couple of stories on here. What moves oil? Demand. Is demand picking up slowly but surely? Any stock that's got a buy recommendation, I'm going to say it's okay. But if you know the industry is just meh, okay, I would put a tighter stop on it. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, you cannot go wrong using the VVC app. I don't disagree with that as well. All right, so that's all that I got to say about the market. Thank you for the questions. USO dropped big time today. I'm just telling you, Paul, be careful with oil. The demand is picking up, but just don't put all your eggs in one basket. All right. So far, if you like what you see, do not forget to comment, like, and most of all, subscribe. I'd like to see a big number of subscribers kick off today. I'm noticing that in the analytics, I still have considerably more non-subscribers watching content than subscribers. That's very interesting. That means all you guys who haven't subscribed are just stopping by and going, well, I like it. I'll come back next week.
You want to give a mug away? We're at 30,000, 36, 75,000.
If we get to 30,075 subscribers, yeah, I'll give up. I'll give away a mug today. See this mug right here? I'll give this a mug, and I'll give it away today. What do I want to use?
So we're at 36 right now.
We're at, all right, Joey will figure out who this goes to. Don't type in nothing. Joey will figure it out, but we're looking to get to, what do you say?
We're at 36 right now.
Okay.
When we get to 75.
When we get to 75, what? If we get to 75 subscriptions today?
Yes, it's at 36 now, though.
Okay.
We'll get to 75.
When we get to 75 subs today, I'll give away a mug. How about that? All right. Are you endorsed by Cafe Bustelo? No. But hell, they get me rocking and rolling, baby. Woo! I'm pumped. All right. And coffee is hot. Woo! All right, let's get to the next story. Let's get to the next. Dang, that was hot. I got a little pumped up. Woo-wee! You got to love that Cafe Bustelo, baby. All right, let's get to my next story. Next story is about coronavirus. All right, and you know something? I think that with coronavirus vaccines going out, that, you know, this could be getting to be old. I don't think so yet. Astrazeneca, COVID-19 gets WHO, the World Health Organization, backing as investigations continue. I did a story on them last week that the EU, where they are approved, the EU was cutting back on the Astrazeneca vaccines because there were problems with creating blood clots. So the WHO stepped in and said, no, it's good. And I noticed that there was a story, I saw a quick story, I couldn't find the story again, that AstraZeneca is approved in Canada. Can any of my Canadians verify that for me? That AstraZeneca is approved in Canada. I saw a brief story. I could not find it again. So it was a glancing story. I don't know for sure. Carlos says, love the vibe of this channel. Man, I love the vibe of you guys that are in here as well. All right. But anyway, the WHO, Farad, my Canadians are saying, yes, it is approved. It is still not approved in the U.S. yet, folks. All right. It is still not approved in the U.S. But the WHO came up and said, AstraZeneca is okay. More and more countries in Europe have paused the administration of the vaccine, citing blood clots, and even they are coming back around. I think, you know something? I think that people are more in line with trying to get a vaccine out. I don't know where I stand on this. I need more definitive information. Does it really cause blood clots? And if it does, then we need to back away from it. The United States hasn't put it on, but we've already got 3 drugs out there already, right? We've got 3 drugs out there. We've got Pfizer, we've got Moderna, we got Johnson & Johnson. So I wanted to do a follow-up on AstraZeneca, and let's go back and let's go look at the stories, the drugs in that space that we already have. Remember, these stocks are sorted by our master indicator VST. Look at what's number 2 on the list. Ta-da! I am a big fan and have been of Moderna. The stock is undervalued. It's got a good upside potential. It is relatively safe and it's going up. Big thing for me is as a drug company, they have positive earnings and they grow their earnings at a clip of 51% a year. And thank you, Adam. Adam lets me know that AstraZeneca is also approved in Mexico. All right, so what's the next drug in this list? I have AstraZeneca, I have Pfizer, and was that all that I was going to do today on those? AstraZeneca, Pfizer, I'm missing one. What am I missing? Moderna? There it is, Johnson & Johnson. All right, so here's the 4 stocks. The story that I have was on AstraZeneca because that was the stock that was looking at the possibility of having the blood clots. So let's, Moderna we already analyzed. Undervalued, good upside potential, good safety. Johnson & Johnson, undervalued, good upside potential with relative value. Even safer stock than Moderna, but what's hurting it right now is that the stock is in a downtrend. RT is below 1. Positive earnings growth rate. AstraZeneca, undervalued, trading at $49.50. Value of 57, good upside potential. The safety is not there. The timing is not there. Positive earnings growth rate. Pfizer, which was the first one that came to the table, slightly, I'm going to call that fairly value, trading at 35, value of 33. Upside potential, not there. This stock should not outperform a AAA corporate bond over the next 1 to 3 years. Now, the safety is just at 1.01. It's okay. It's riding that line of being a not a risky stock. What's hurting it also in a downtrend? Positive earnings, negative earnings growth rate. I still think that something in the company may not be working on all cylinders from running or operating the company. They have positive earnings, but they're growing it at a negative rate, which means the rate of change of earnings is decreasing. All right, they're making money, but the rate of change in that earnings per share is falling. All right, let's go look at these on a graph, view the stock graph, and we're still going to look at these in a more of a swing trade or investing scenario. All right, there's my 20-day exponential moving average. As much as I love Moderna, at some times, there is not a good time to be in it. Big thing for me is if the stock's price goes below the 20-day exponential moving average, probably not a good time to be in. Notice that most recently, it did pop up above the 20-day, hit a level of resistance at 159.37, pulled back. Today, currently below. If you are currently in it, today might be a good day to take some off the table or pull the trade off totally right now and wait for another buying opportunity. Let's go to the next one, which is AstraZeneca. This is the one that's having the problems with the blood clots in the EU. A little choppy here. Look at that. I would rather you be in a stock that's moving up or moving down. More so, there's a lot of volatility going on right here. Be careful with a stock like this right now. All right, you have to put the blood clot into perspective. It becomes political in the UK. I didn't realize that, Barton. For me, I'm just taking the news at face value. All right, so Barton puts a different spin on it. And I'll take that. I'll understand that. But I am of the mindset if I take the data, the news at face value and go from there. All right. And Victor, I will take a look at some of the stocks that you're looking for. All right. At the end of the presentation, I'll give you an opportunity to do that. My board is not on. Can't use my board. Moderna seems still remains the best of the all four. Ravi, I'm of the mindset I like that one as well. But I'm not finished yet. Whoa, look at Pfizer on the run here. Pfizer on the run. Pfizer on the run. I don't know who sang Man on the Run. I don't know why I asked you. You wouldn't know. So as I look at this, stock's price bounced off a level of support. Look at that run up against the 20-day, up above. I love the move on Pfizer right now. I like to see it break above that level of resistance of 36.17. Once that happens, it's got another level of support at 37.62. I think it's getting some momentum. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It is getting some momentum and starting to run. Again, the Astrazeneca clots rate no worse than in the general population. Bill, I appreciate what you and Barton are both saying in regards to the Astrazeneca story. Again, like me, I will only look at the story at face value. I try to dig a little deeper, but I do appreciate what people are saying into the room. Allow your stops to manage your position. Does that mean set a stop to trigger automatically or manage it manually? Gavin, I am of the mindset when I have a stock in my portfolio, like every stock that I have right now has stops that will automatically kick in. I set that up as an OTO. One triggers the other. So now that I'm in the trade, each one of my stocks have stops, so I don't have to worry about managing them physically. I let my stops manage my trades. All right, Band on the Run, Paul McCartney and Wings. Thank you, Mike. It's Wings. All right, so I don't know why I asked you.
29 more subs.
29 more subs will give away the mug. All right. And the last stock that's in this list is Johnson & Johnson, the newest member vaccine that we've got right now, hovering right at that 20-day exponential moving average. Volume is pretty, it's okay. As long as it can stay above that 20-day exponential moving average after bouncing off of that level of support of 151.39, I would say just manage the trade. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be, oh, let it be. Let the market come to me. Let it be. Oh, I hit the note good that time. Woo! All right, any questions on my coronavirus stocks? Joey, I didn't break your screen. You don't be a hater. All right, Joey doesn't know that stuff. He's too young. I agree. Any comments as I drink my Cafe Bustelo? Any comments on my coronavirus stock? Hey, Glenn, can you explain what a pink sheet is? A pink sheet is a stock that trades on a different exchange. There's a lot less needed for a stock to be listed as a pink sheet. A lot of it has got to do with market cap, I do believe. Price, a couple of different things. It doesn't meet the criteria to be posted or listed on a major exchange. So a pink sheet gives them a way to be traded on an exchange, but they don't have to have the vigorous stuff that's needed to be on different exchanges. Birch says, what do you mean when you say let the market come to me? All right, follow what the market does. So Birch, I don't try to predict what the market's going to do tomorrow. If I'm in stocks and, I listen to a lot of people on YouTube say, yeah, the market's going to go up for the next couple of weeks, and the market doesn't. You anticipated what the market is going to do. When I say let the market come to me, if I'm long a position and the market goes down, I tighten stops. If the market starts going back up the next day, that insurance that I just put on to tighten stops, I didn't need it. Or some of the stocks that when I tightened, they got out of the stocks. Let the market come to you. Don't try to outguess what the market is going to do. Don't try to outguess. So Birch, does that make sense to you? Don't try to outguess or speculate what you think the market's going to do because of everything that's happening in the world. All right. So what about testing stocks? You can always test a stock. Put any of your trades. I've got portfolios in here. I've done that. I'll do this real quick. I've got portfolios in here on some of the watch lists that we've done on crypto. Let me see if I clicked on it. There it is. I'm testing a search just on crypto stocks, up 16.42% since the beginning of this year. Or on mid-cap stocks, up 22% since the beginning of this year. Oh, I'm all about testing, Gavin. Oh, I'm all about testing. All right, on weed stocks or clean energy. How about that? Clean energy up 76% since October of 2020. Oh yeah, so back testing using the VectorVest 7 rocks, absolutely. So I've got portfolios running in the background to give me an idea. I got a hot stock alert, 55%. Cheap stocks to take a look at, I've got it automated in a portfolio. 55% since November of 2020. All right, so OTC, over-the-counter stock is pink stock. Over-the-counter is NASDAQ. I'm not going to call that. Over-the-counter is NASDAQ. Yeah, I'm going to go that way. All right, so coronavirus testing. Oh, coronavirus testing. A lot of people are. I had another story. Hold on a second. I had another story. I did. There it is. Here's another story. A stock called Enzo. Molecular test detects current COVID-19 variants. I forgot I had another story. And here's a drug, ENZ. Results indicate that GenFlex meets new FDA guidance calling for COVID-19 test developers to access the impact of viral mutations on testing results. There you go. So that was Gavin. There you go. That hopefully answers your question a little bit. There is a stock that does detect the variants. How cool is that? All right, so Gavin, does that help coronavirus testing stocks? There's another stock that's out there I did a video on called Tonex Pharmaceutical, which is in the process of testing their vaccine on animals now. All right, Joey can put up a video after this is up there, a video for the Tonex TNXP stock. They're primarily going after fibromyalgia, but Gavin, they are in the basis, the testing phase of trying to get a COVID vaccine stock out there. Huh? Well, what? Oh yeah. Oh no, that's because it's rock and rolling. All right. Any other questions on coronavirus stocks? What happened to iClean? That whole industry got smoked a little bit, Tony. I still think that the industry is a good industry, the clean energy. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that in a second. But it's just getting beat up right now. All right? And I don't have a specific answer on that. Do you think the government will make crypto a viable currency to the dollar? Ooh-wee, that's a tough question. But guess what? I just found out that Morgan Stanley, I don't know if I have a story on that. I might. That Morgan Stanley is making crypto available to some of its clients. All right, so as you ask that Tanker Cat, I just saw a story recently that Morgan Stanley is making it out there, making it available to some of their people. So that tells me that we're getting close. I don't know how close we are to that. I really don't know. And 24 more before we give out the mug. All right, let's get on to my next story. Oh, my next story happens to deal with cryptocurrency. Whoo! How many of you are super hype about getting into cryptocurrency? Type a me in the room. Now, I know I have a little bit of a delay, so I'm going to give you a little bit of time to put that up there. TNXP is being tested in the COVID-19 arena as well. Mark, I know. That's what I'm saying, and I think that Joey's going to put a link to that video into this for that because they're getting into that. What's up?
I did put a link.
Oh, he already did. All right. So I see the me's coming in. A lot of people are saying me. Now, What if I can show you a way? There you go. I like that. Michael V says, yes, ETF only me. I like, and Paul says that cryptocurrency is so volatile. I'm going to show you 4 ETFs, 4 blockchain ETFs for 2021. And this was done back in February. But I think that this is a great way to take advantage of the crypto space with limited risk, risks. Now, John says, not me, will only play options on them. John, this may be a viable alternative to playing options. So let's talk about this real quick. Here's the 4 of them. The 4 ETFs, my main one that I like is Block. Block is the original blockchain ETF to date and the most successful. So for those of you who are looking for something that's a little bit tried and true in regards to an ETF for this space, BLOK might be the best place to go. It's $600+ million in assets. 2/3 of all of its assets in the blockchain ETFs. It's 170% total return since the inception just over 3 years ago, nearly doubles that of its next closest peer. I like this ETF in that space. All right, let's scroll down a little bit. Next one, BLCM, formerly Reality Shares, NASDAQ Next Gen Economy ETFs. BLCM tracks the Siren NASDAQ Blockchain Economy Index, which follows companies that are committing material resources to developing, researching, supporting, innovating, or utilizing blockchain technology. So those kinds of stocks probably, I don't know if Riot and Mara would be in here committing. It might be. Maybe something like Riot or Mara might be in this section of ETF. BLCN is unique in that it assigns each potential fund component with a blockchain score. I like this, all right, on the scale between 50 to, they got 50 to 100 companies with the highest blockchain scores that make the cut, with higher scores receiving greater weighting in the portfolio. Next one, Ledger. I call it Ledger, LEGR. Also takes the approach of targeting companies actively involved in blockchain development, but uses a different approach to focusing on the most heavily exposed names. All right, eligible securities are classified into the following 3 categories. Tier 1, active enablers. Tier 2, active users. And Tier 3, active explorers. All right, and the last one is Coin. And this person says, I'll come out and say it. I don't like this fund at all. Coin is a prime example of a fund that casts too wide of a net, with the end result being a portfolio that doesn't accomplish what it should. All right. So we're going to come back to this. Something else within this space that really caught my attention was NFTs. How many of you, what is a blockchain ETF? What is a blockchain? So it's an ETF that tracks stocks in the whole space of blockchain. That chain of currency or potential currency that is put in a, for the lack of it's put in a chain that you can utilize to spend as far as money-wise. All right? There's 2 Canadian ETFs called BTCCU. Thank you, Knees. So I can get those Canadian ones, but I don't have the Canadian product open right now, so I stuck with just the U.S. ones. All right. I'm going to come back to these ETFs because next thing I want to talk about is what is an NFT, also in this space. And you know what that's called? That is called a non-fungible tokens. NFTs are the latest cryptocurrency phenomenon to go mainstream. And after Christie's auction house sold their first ever NFT artwork, a collage of images by digital artist Beeple, for a whopping $69.3 million, NFTs have suddenly captured the world's attention. So what is it? Simplest terms, NFTs transform digital works of art and other collectibles into one-of-a-kind verifiable assets that are easy to trade on the blockchain. There you go. Goes back to the blockchain. Although that may be far from simple from the uninitiated to understand, the payoff has been huge for many artists, musicians, influencers, and the like, with investors spending top dollar to own NFT versions of digital images. So this is all about digital works. So here's a stock that went up nicely based on this. SINO Global stock higher on launching a highly secure NFT exchange with Cyber Miles in July. This was just done today. SINO Global Shipping, a shipping company. I love it when a company can turn around and pivot to do what they need to do to make money. It was up 23% pre-market. They will launch a new exchange for NFTs in collaboration with e-commerce public chain Cyber Miles, and it goes on to talk a little bit about that. All right, another company. How about this? What's happening? Oh gosh, that's not what I want. What's happening with TKAT? TKA. What is it? TKAT. All right, another art stock. And it went up 277% on Wednesday. The stock rising another $36 to $30 on Thursday morning appears to be a new favorite retail investors at large. What does it do? TKAT Art operates online electronic platform for offering trading artwork. This whole thing about art and music and stuff like that from a tradable perspective digitally is kind of interesting, isn't it? All right, it's kind of interesting. That's why I brought it to the forefront with this in the crypto space. And here's another NFT platform announced by ZKIN International's X Sigma. What investors should know. This was done on the stock ZKIN. Announced plans to launch NFT platform. This platform will use Ethereum and Polkadot chains. The NFT platforms from X Sigma will allow users to buy and sell NFTs, non-fungible tokens, and the ability to create their own custom NFTs in a few clicks, according to the company. NFTs, something, this is a good space, a good place right here to talk about new stuff that's out there here on Trending Thursday. Where's the NASDAQ going? I don't know. NFTs, guess I'm not a visionary. Sounds like tulips to me. Maybe you're not. I think that it could be interesting as a digital way. So another story came out. Another painting was sold by way of NFT for a lot of money. There is some concern that NFTs are being used for crypto money laundering. Ooh, Jason, I don't know about that yet, but I'm going to keep my eye on this whole NFT story. And as time comes along, each and every Trending Thursday, I'm going to do updates on it. I think NFTs are like companies who claim they sell carbon credits. I don't know yet, but I am going to keep my eye on this story, all right, and keep you guys up to date on this. All right, so I'll keep that out there. All right, Bitcoin, BTCS is another stock to look at in this space, and we will look at it. That's the only coin that I have for actually in the software for Bitcoin. We will keep our eyes on that one as well. All right, let's take a look at these stocks. Where's my watch list, Joey? Oh, there it is. Let's go find my watch viewers. All right, so I was looking at TKAT. I was looking at SINO. I was looking at ZKIN. Was that it? Was that it? That was it. All right. Is that all I got on my here? 1, 2, 3. Yep. And the ETFs. We'll come back to the ETFs. So these are the stocks that are doing the NFT thing. I want to see if it's something that's viable. Look at TKAT. Until this NFT thing kicked off, it's just going la, la, la. It sounds like the Smurfs. How did the Smurfs go? La, la, I don't remember how this went. La, 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 la. And then all of a sudden, Gargamel and Azrael came in and said, "Ah, you Smurfs!" And then the NFT kicked in. Only I can look at a graph and come up with that kind of analogy. Nobody else in the whole wide world can do that but me. Nobody saw Smurfs here but me. All right. Big move on the NFT. It went up big time yesterday. Another big move, a lot of profit taking going on. I think NFTs are definitely something to keep my eyes on. SINO gapped up. Nice move up yesterday. Gap up today. A lot of profit taking on it today. But the NFT news is what's moving these stocks. And the last one, same thing with ZKIN. Nice up day yesterday, gapped up again, a lot of profit taking. Something that does warrant a little bit more view. People use Bitcoin to buy mining machines. Well, that's what Riot and Mara do. Who said that? Matt. That's what Riot and Mara do. I can't wrap my head around this electronic stuff, including cryptocurrency. Currency has value and how to evaluate it for investing. And I think it needs to be looked at more outside of the box than in the box. I will venture out and say that, Bill. I will definitely venture out and say that. All right. Did I look at the graphs? Did I not look? I did look at the graphs. All right. I'm going to do this other thing with the ETFs. I've got a watch list. I do have a watch list of crypto ETFs. All right. This is probably only going to show the top. Oh, there they are. Here's my crypto ETFs. Which one is moving up the fastest? Block. Because they're ETFs, I don't have relative values and relative safety, so all I can really look at is which ones are moving up the fastest. BLCN is the second fastest. Ledger and Coin, someone keeps telling me that they don't have a lot of volume. Let me go see if I can see volume on these. They don't have a lot of, the volume on Ledger and Coin is a lot lower. Block trades the most, 1.2 million average volume. BLCN trades about 131,000 average volume, whereas Ledger and Coin are sitting at about 22 and 15,000. A lot lower volume on Ledger and Coin, a lot more volume on Block and BLCN. If you're looking for a way to get into this space with a lot less risk, I would say consider those. All right. Where can I find the moving average volume, please? Eli, if I open up a graph, if I want to look at the 20-day moving average of volume, I would go over to volume. Once volume is on my screen, I would right-click on it, and then I can add a moving average right here. I can add a moving average and then put it on there. Shouldn't Mara be in your crypto list? Bill, that was my ETF list. That was my crypto ETF list. Here's my crypto stocks list. I do have a crypto stocks list, and here they all are, and Mara and Riot are on here along with other stocks that we track. They're already there. I got you, Bill. I was honing in on some specific stocks today. All right. Don't forget Silvergate Capital, SI. Is that another? I need to take a look at that. If I need to take a look at that. As far as an ETF, you're saying as far as an ETF? Let's go look at that. I almost knocked over my thing. Silvergate Capital. Is that an ETF? I'll put it in there. If it's a usable ETF, I wouldn't mind putting it in there. And it's got a VS. And look at that. It's got an RT. It's even moving faster. I'll look into that a little bit more. XRP, we don't track. Ripple, we don't track. And you got to go to special places to find those, Matt. All right, who do I contact for more familiarity with the computer software? Give our product support staff a call, Aaron. All right. So, a lot of great questions today. Did you give out a cup? No. Wow, nobody's subscribing? It is what it is. I can't make you. Let's go to my last story. My last story is all about clean energy. All right. Clean energy. Who's the biggest mover in that space, especially for EVs? Tesla. Tesla down 2% on the UK, cutting subsidies for EVs. Why would the UK be doing that? It's going up every place else. You look at it in the US, it's moving up. China, it's moving up. Why is the UK cutting subsidies for EVs? Look at that. Dow turns negative as energy slumps. Rate scare puts tech in the crosshairs. All right. That's breaking news just as we saw it. Interesting. Notice that in here, Bitcoin is up in here. Shares down pre-market. The Times reported the grants for electric cars will be cut by 500, whatever it is, and abolished altogether for more expensive models. Ooh, interesting. All right, and then Volkswagen, we're going to look at that in a second. Volkswagen said on Tuesday it expects to make 1 million electric vehicles this year. Wow. Well, talking about that, let's go look at here's my story on Volkswagen. Volkswagen's furious rally fueled by surge in U.S. trading volume. Volkswagen shares continued their meteoric rise in the U.S. Retail investors seized on the stock amid rapid-fire announcement on the company's efforts to rival Tesla. Everybody and their mama wants to rival Tesla. Joey's got a company he wants to start up to rival Tesla, don't you, Joey?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
My new stimmy check.
With his new stimmy check. Everybody's going after Tesla. Why? Because Tesla's the big boy. Tesla's the big boy. All right. The German car maker's common stock soared as much as 16%, while his preference shares climbed more than 9% before selling off in Frankfurt's afternoon section. All right, and the last story, of course, got to have NIO in here, right? NIO gains 5% after Mizuno joins the bull camp. Aha. So Mizuno, I believe, is a sort of like a Morningstar who ranks or rates companies. The firm says it sees significant upside for NIO, particularly as it grows into a leader in China. Tesla's going after that China business, but NIO is already in China. That gives them, I've been saying it, I think it gives them a hands up on Tesla in China, even though Tesla is selling in China. Mizuno assigns a price target of $60 to NIO, represent a 45% upside potential. Whoo-wee. Let's go take a look at those stocks. Here's my list. Oh my gosh, I got so much stuff open. Let's go find those stocks. 318, 318.21. Let's peep them out. What's at the top of the list? TKAT. Nope. Oh, hold on. Is that by VST? What happened? What happened to my Volkswagen? There it is. There's Volkswagen. Volkswagen. NIO is at the bottom. NIO, Volkswagen, and there's Tesla number 3 in the whole list. All right, let's go take a look at them on the graph. Tesla's the big boy. NIO is getting smoked a little bit, so maybe the news is needed to push NIO higher. See, I got a candlestick formation right there known as a hammer. It did a little bit of rebound, but could not overtake that 20-day exponential moving average. NIO is a good stock, I think, overall, but right now, it ain't moving. And maybe they needed that story, that Mizuno story, to bolster up, pushing that stock's price higher. It ain't happened yet. All right, it ain't happened yet. Volkswagen. I think now a lot of people think that Volkswagen is not a good company because it's done some bad things in the past and da-da-da-da-da. Listen, I'm trading the stock based on what I see. Now, I noticed that for a couple of months, very small movements in the candlesticks. And then most recently, look at that jump up. All right, look at that jump up. And down day to day, not a panicky day, but a down day to day. And the last company is Tesla. Tesla and NIO look a lot alike right now, don't they? Tesla and NIO look a lot alike in this space. So someone asked me, why is this space hurting? Why is that ICLE, that clean energy space hurting? Two of the biggest stocks in that space are hurting. All right, two of the biggest stocks in that space are hurting. GME, oh, you want to learn more about GME? We've done a lot of videos on our YouTube channel. How many of you are here that look at more than just Trending Thursday on our YouTube channel? Type a me in the room. How many of you look at our other videos outside of just Trending Thursday on this channel? Type a me in the room. All right. I'm just curious to know as I drink some more Cafe Bustelo. All right, good. That's a good thing. I got a lot of people that say me, VV Nation, stand up. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. But the question came up about GME is going bananas. We've done, between Patrick and myself, we've covered GME, I think, as best we could in regards to what's going on. All right, so make sure if you're still brand new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to give away a cup just for you to subscribe today if you haven't. It ain't happening. It doesn't seem like it's happening. But I'm just saying we've got a lot of video content here on YouTube, utilize it. All right, so that's my clean energy space and what's going on. And I think that Tesla and NIO is affecting that ICLM clean energy ETF. All right, look at that, Joey. What time is it?
2:59.
Look at that.
59.
And I don't have my board on, so.
It never came on?
No, it didn't. So
Computer was done.
tell you what I'm finna do. I'm just gonna have to type it out and say it in my mind. All right, put in your stocks for me to take a look at. Can you please explain what will happen tomorrow with the short sale rule change taking effect? Victor, the short sale rule on what? I'm not sure what you're asking me. You talk about for GME or just in general? I don't know what you're asking me, my friend. All right, so
17 more to win the mug.
17 more before we give away a mug. Joey's going to give me some stocks, but I'm going to put some in just the same. So go ahead, Joey. Don't worry about me.
HZO.
SLGG.
Ship.
What the ship? Okay. I don't have ship.
UNFI.
UNFI. Why UNFI? Go ahead.
ARC.
SI. Keep going. PT.
SRNE.
Sorrento.
OCN.
I'm thinking about doing a video on that. I can't find enough for me to do a video on Ocugen just quite yet. Keep going. VWaggy we just looked at, JG. VWaggy we just looked at.
XPR.
Say again?
EXPR.
Express? EXPR. Yep.
PayPal.
PYPL.
SI.
I already got that in there. Torchlight. I did a video on that too. I like that. I do like this. I did another one on CTRM. Put that in there. Yeah, Joey. Okay. Fang we did last week, no Holly. We did Fang last week. LC. You done with LC? Yeah, you know me. All right, there's my stocks. I'm going to look at them on a 3-month graph, and let's go look at the swing trade. If there's a stock that we didn't get to today, Joey's going to put a link in the chat for you to be able. 16 more subs for the mug. All right. So there we go. Novavax, also in the space with Pfizer and Astrazeneca and Johnson & Johnson in regards to, and Moderna for a vaccine. Bouncing off a level of support at 148.95, currently up trading above the 20-day exponential moving average. I like the rising earnings over the last 3 months. I love the earnings growth rate over the last 3 months. What's the earnings growth? 55% earnings growth rate on Novavax as a drug biomedical company. I like it. I'd love to see it stay above. I'd like to see volume pop up before I jump on board with the stock, though. All right, I'd love to see that happen. Bitcoin drop manipulation today. Listen, Matt, I ain't getting into that. I'm not getting into that for this. CCIV, I'm going to do a video on as well, Adrian, here on YouTube. Woo, iClean. Again, we saw that Tesla and NIO, two of the biggest stocks in that space. We got Lee, you got XPeng, you got a lot of stocks in that clean energy EV space that are all hurting. I think that's hurting the industry as a whole. And this ETF, looking at that whole industry, explains that. It definitely explains that. All right, what else? HZO, Maritime. My board's still not on. Man, I'm mad at you today. I am so mad at you today.
I can't see it.
What can't you see?
Turn it towards me.
Oh my gosh, I got a soundboard. Joey broke it. That's all right. HZO, I like it. Bottom left, top right. Rising earnings growth rate. How about they're growing their sales and their sales growth? Whoever gave me that, I like that stock a lot. You know something? I'm going to give you some clappers. Wow, I pushed two at the same time. I like that, and that one is taking off like an airplane. That's a good looking stock right there. I like that. Trading at resistance, let the stock break above that resistance on good volume. Thank you, Joey. Woo, SLGG, big move today in the market, clearly above the 20-day exponential moving average. A little bit of give back. Jesse, are you here? Are you here? There's that big wick at the top of the candle, a little bit of give back, a little bit of selling pressure. So just keeping that in mind. Earnings per share lower than it was 3 months ago. Earnings growth rate is going higher. Watch the sales and the sales growth. 1.3 million volume for block. I'm telling you, BLOK is a good trade ETF on cryptos. SHIP. All right. Sideways. A little bit of a channel sitting between a level of 137 and 108. Sitting right in that channel, right at that 20-day exponential moving average. Watch earnings growth rate. I'm going to take off the sales and the sales growth rate. When I'm looking at a stock to make money in, I'd like to see a lot of these things happening, but I want to see. Notice that when the stock's price was rising here, what was earnings and earnings growth rate doing? Falling. That's always a telltale sign to let you know, be careful. It's always a telltale sign to tell you to be careful. HZO is a Midas touch stock. Yeah, that's a good looking, I like that stock right there. Notice that the stock's price is going up, but earnings and earnings growth rate are going up. That's more where I'd want to be. SHIP right now, as it's moving sideways, earnings and earnings growth rate are falling. Unify, United Natural, wow. Earnings growth rate is falling. Earnings is rising. Earnings is going to catch up to earnings growth rate. It's above, if you're in it, it's currently above the 20-day exponential moving average. Just be careful. Hopefully you got stops in place. The high here was 41.37. I'm thinking that whatever stop you might have in place might have been taking you out of that stock already. Just keep that in mind. All right? Keep that in mind. Don't give it all back if you've made money. ARC, a little bit of a channel right now, a channel within a channel. Volume is pretty steady. Earnings looks good. Earnings growth looks good. Something is just holding it back right now. Positive earnings. Earnings growth rate sitting at 8%. I like that, but currently below the 20-day exponential moving average and sitting at a level of support at 213. Be careful with that stock. If I own the stock and I haven't gotten out when it went below the 20-day, then if nothing else, use that level of support sitting at 213. If it falls below that, you probably want to think about getting out of the stock. All right, let's go to the next stock. SI, Silvergate. Is that the stock you wanted me to look at in the space of, who asked, was that you, Tanker, who wanted me to look at this in the space of ETF? This happens to be a bank, though. Earnings is rising. Earnings growth is rising. Down day to day, but clearly above the 20-day exponential moving average. I'm okay with that. Eli's got question marks. What are you asking, Eli? I'm trying to see if there was anything else that you asked me in here. All right. I don't see any question from you, Eli. Sorry. All right. Let's go to the next stock. I like this. I'd like to see, if I'm not in it though, I'd like to see if I could break above that level of resistance first. Ron says, Unify, the earnings dip and up during the 3 months. Any comments? Should that influence buy decisions? So for me, I'm looking at the graph without knowing much about the news that could have been pushing it down. For me, if I'm going to look at a buy, I want to see if it's going to stop at this 20-day and bounce off. If I want to get in a little earlier, I'd wait for the bounce. Notice here, and wait for the bounce above, bounce off of that 20-day. All right, does that make sense, Ron? If it's pulled back and you want to play the dip, let's see if that 20-day will hold. And if it can kiss off of that, that would be my early opportunity. If I need more confirmation, I would buy after it took off after the high. Here's my Bitcoin. Here's my Bitcoin, BTCS. Look at it. A little bit of consolidation right there, peoples. A little bit of consolidation right there. All right, Tanker, listen, if there are not stocks that you're asking me for that I haven't put in here, I'm not going to put any additional stocks in here, my friend. All right, looking at the earnings dip on that stock. So, Ron, I'd like to see it bounce off that 20-day if I'm going to buy the dip. I'm not going to buy the dip as it's falling because who's to say that it won't keep falling? All right? Keep that in mind. But My only stock that I have for Bitcoin per se is moving sideways. I'd be careful with it. It is clearly above the 20-day. I'd like to see if it could pull away from that. Why are you using the 20-day moving average? Russell, because I'm looking at a good middle of the road type of scenario, a swing trade type of scenario, more so than a trade type of scenario. I think that for anybody, if you want to be a little bit more aggressive, throw on more aggressive moving averages. But for the majority of the room, I'm using a 20-day exponential for the purposes of a swinger trade, holding a stock a couple of days to a couple of weeks. Hopefully that makes sense. All right. Go to the next stock. Same thing with PT, sitting in the channel. A little bit of give back right here. A lot of selling pressure on this stock right here. And right at the 20-day exponential moving average. Earnings growth is falling. Earnings hasn't changed. Volume just popped up. Not only did the stock go down today, it went down today on a lot of volume. I put my hands upon my hip. When you dip, we dip, we dip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. What do you know about that right there? I put my hands upon my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. Yeah, long time. I'm a DJ. You do know that, Matt, right? I'm a DJ. So I know that. I know that. Woo! All right, watch the earnings growth rate. The stock did break above that level of resistance at 165, but fell back in today. So it's still sitting in the channel and right at that 20-day exponential moving average. Let's go to the next stock. Woo! Sorrento, clearly below the 20-day exponential moving average, challenging a level of support at 886. Earnings is falling. Earnings growth is rising, but earnings is falling. Be careful with this stock. This would have been one of these two would have been a good opportunity to get out, so you're not holding it during here. But if you are holding it, this would be your last line in the sand, sitting at $8.86. All right. Go to the next one. What else I got? A lot of stocks in the channel, folks. OCGN in a channel, support level of 755, resistance of 1370. That's a lot of channel, though. Moving averages are best used when a stock is trending, whether up or down. Stocks moving sideways, moving averages are not nearly as good in this scenario. Earnings is rising. Earnings growth, though, is falling. Earnings growth rate is falling. Be careful with that stock. Express. I like Express. I like their clothes. I'm a fan of their clothes. Found a level of support. Went above the 20-day. Look at that move. Love that. Watch the falling earnings. Even though earnings growth is rising, watch the falling earnings. Earnings is the engine that drives the stock's price higher. All right, so if you're going to jump on board, keep your eyes on that falling earnings. What else is in here? PayPal. This is part of that crypto space as well, because crypto and PayPal and Square are being able to take some semblance of cryptocurrency to pay for stuff. Interesting, right? Rising earnings growth rate. Currently below the 20-day exponential moving average and below that level of resistance at 252.91. Couple of things happen right between. I'd like to see if I'm going to jump on board to see it. Hopefully the stock rise again. Let's break out above that level of resistance and above that 20-day exponential moving average. Torchlight. I did videos on it, so these are still marked up. Torchlight, I like for the perspective that they're being bought by Meta Materials. Torchlight. Petroleum part of it is going to go away. Meta Materials is trying to get onto the U.S. stock exchange. This was the way for them to do it. Watch the video. I got a video out on it. And they're using Torchlight as a way to get in to the stock exchange, to our stock exchange. This is a Canadian company. And they do a lot of different things. Torchlight, the other side will go away. All right, just put that out there. CTRM, another video that I did. Short squeeze, that was predominantly beforehand. Castor Maritime's got a lot of dry bulk shipping. They got 12 or 13 ships now. I think that as the countries or the world gets more vaccinated, shipping's going to be picking up. This is a lower dollar stock that's got a lot of potential. A lower dollar stock that's got a lot of potential. I see the earnings growth rate. When I looked at this one, I wanted to look at a one-year graph on the stock, and I'm thinking that as we get more and more into getting the vaccines out there, shipping's going to pick up, especially in China. This is a low-dollar stock that's got a lot of potential. All right, and the last stock that I have in here is LC. I like this. I do like this stock. What I don't like, though, is the earnings growth rate and the earnings, but the stock is moving up nicely above the 20-day exponential moving average, and I like to see it go 12 cents higher than the high. All right? Is that for me?
Yeah.
It is for real?
Yeah.
What the heck did I get? It is. I got something in the box. I got a box, y'all. I don't know what's in it yet. All right. So, with that, I'm done for today. Whew! Thanks, Glenn, Joey, VV Nation. Gotta run. Have a good day, Mark. Did we hit the number?
Check.
All right. If we hit the number, I'm going to give away a cup. All right. How about no? I'm not looking up any in another stocks, Robert. Nope.
We're 11 short.
We're 11 short. I'm going to give away the cup anyway. All right. Give me a name to give it away to. Joey's, I'm still going to give away a cup. Man, you guys couldn't give me what I was trying to find as far as subscription levels. Maybe that just goes to show that a lot of people that are in here are subscribers. Could be. Or they could just be stringing me along. Yeah. Joey thinks you guys are stringing me along.
Sub in the room.
Type sub in the room. Type sub in the room. All right, and I'm still going to give away a mug. Type sub in the room, and we'll give away a mug. Why is everybody still typing in mug? Oh, I forgot. I don't know why I'm yelling. There's a delay. I feel like a jerk. Now I feel like a jerk. All right, so subs are coming up. Joey's going to pick out who's going to get a mug. We're going to send out a mug to somebody today. Even though we didn't get the subscription, people to subscribe the way I wanted you today. It's all right. How many likes did we get?
212.
We wanted 250. I couldn't get the amount of subs today. I couldn't get the likes today. Sigh. And I'm still giving away a cup. It's because I love VV Nation. That's why. Because I love ZZ Nation. John puts in pizza. Why? How are you going to put in? Just do sub. All right, Joey's going to give me a name in a moment. As he's doing that, again, folks, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. Share this stuff. You see a video that we do on YouTube, you like it, share it with somebody. Do that. Let them know. You never know whose life you could be changing if you invite it. All right, Joey, did you put it in there? Who won? Rich Daly. Rich, you're going to have to send an email to connect@VectorVest.com. Connect@VectorVest.com. All right? Connect@VectorVest.com. Aaron says you spelled my name wrong. That's because it wasn't your name. All right. Is Rich? Rich, are you here? Oh, Lord. Who hit the like button? Give it to someone who hit the like button. Oh, Rich, how are you not here? Oh, man. How does this happen? That should be your theme song, original music for the dip. That would be interesting. No, my music right now is the Aloe Black song. I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man. Is Rich not here?
There he is.
Oh, you found him?
Yeah,
All right, Rich. All right, so you need to send an email to connect@VectorVest.com. All right. Oh, why is Patrick? Oh, that's y'all. All right. All right, folks, thank you for being here today. I think we had a good session today. I'm always pumped, and I hope I get you guys juices going as well when you come up to here as well. There you go. Is that what you wanted me to do?
No.
I'm looking there. Okay. Oh, Joey, hold on. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. And for Joey, that's for you. All right. I love you guys to death. You guys make VV Nation what it is. And thank you all for supporting the channel the way that you are as well. Until the next time, adios, arrivederci, ciao, au revoir, sayonara, aloha, salam, shalom, namaste. See ya. We're out of here.